All right, guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Let me just jump in as well and see how the chat and everything is going. If the chat is any good. If anyone's actually here, let me just double check. Wanted to do a video. Today one is all right. Okay, I can see Tim just subscribed. Awesome. Thank you very much, Tim. You're great. We're going to be doing all sorts of awesome stuff together, so that's another fun stuff. Tim is on the group as well. He just joined Discord, so definitely nice to see you here, Tim, because I can see who's subscribed, who hasn't. It's awesome. Thank you very much for subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting. It always helps. Let's grow this group. But before we grow any of this, let's go into the charts and have a look at all of this, right? Because this is very important. Yesterday also I want to thank what's his name, El Bubble, who's on our group as well. He came over to see me, just give me a nice little thank you. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. It does make a difference, you know. Sometimes when you meet up, when you see people, it does make a whole bunch of difference. So I want to talk about a few coins today, and I want to talk about it in a complete different way to how I would normally do stuff, right? So the idea is we want to talk about them in a bit of a way, like I want to introduce them to you, right? Because normally, you know, I don't do introductions or anything. I'm talking about coins and this and that unless somebody asks me. And I think this is one that deserves to be kind of, this one and Solana, both of them needs to be reintroduced to people. So of course, most of the community, the private members who know me from back in the days, they know how I've talked about it, how I've talked about how this one is a competitor and whatnot. And I try and do it in a simplified way. So whenever somebody from doesn't understand the technicals, you just simply say, right, okay, this is going to be a competitor, this can potentially take this much of the market share of any coin or whatnot, right? So that's the idea. One second. There we go. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, as I said, so it's one of those kind of thing. You have to kind of reintroduce sometimes and say, okay, guys, look, there's a lot more going on. You just need to understand it in the deeper sense of things, right? You know, sometimes we need to do these deep dives just to double check and reintroduce it. So today I'm going to be reintroducing Elrond to you, what it is, what the technology is, and going a little bit deeper than normal, so that you understand what this means, right? It's very important. So Elrond, we're going to go straight into the market cap. Let's go into the market cap and do it from there. Hold on, give me a second. Not this one. Sorry, let's go into here and let's do some deep dives on Elrond. All right, Egld. Hey Bubble, how you doing, bro? This one's for you, bro. This one's for you. Let me just introduce this to everybody, to the world. They'll understand a little bit more about what Elrond is. So Elrond was more of a a secondary blockchain, right? So they built a whole blockchain. They built a coin. Unfortunately, their coin is on Binance chain, BNB, which is absolutely fine. It doesn't matter. They're operating on the BNB, right? So they're more like, so who's this? All right, I can see. So someone's coming right now. So that's fine. Awesome. I'll see you there, bro. I'll see you there. So what we see is, this is more like, I want to compare it, right? I want to say this is more like what Polygon Matic is for Ethereum. Elrond is for BSC. Think about it this way. But there's a very unique function about Elrond and Solana. I am going to compare both of them together for a very good reason, and I want you to understand what's going on. So of course the coin is there. That's just a contract. That's how the project launched. The project distributed its coins. The project got its funding. That's all this is. But this is where Elrond is very unique, right? Elrond, other than having a coin on the Binance chain, there is nothing else on the Binance chain. Elrond does not share the, Ethereum code base or copycat code base. It doesn't do that. It has its own unique functionality. Elrond was actually built fully on, where is it? On Rust. Okay, well, let me see if I can find it. So Elrond was actually built on Rust and Go. You can see, so what they have done, right, they've done quite a few bits and bobs, right? They're actually very developer friendly. So this is something I want to also pick up on Solana, and you'll understand a little bit more about what this really means, right, when you create something. So you have all these protocols out there who are kind of unique with their own language. right? Some are using basic language, like, for example, Bitcoin is definitely using a basic language, nothing too hardcore. And then you've got these new, I would call them generation 3. So these are generation 3 coins. They're not generation 2, they're generation 3. They come up and they say, okay, hold on. Why do we have to complicate ourselves or oversimplify ourselves? Why can't we be just in that middle and have a good balance? So what they're doing is they're building blockchains, they're building networks, and they're basically allowing the market to people and developers to come on board and actually work on them. So this is what they do. They build SDKs, APIs to basically allow everyone to come in, right? And this is what's been happening. So Elrond's been on a rip, as you can see, and we did talk about it. We had some targets, and I'll go into the charts in a bit to show you. And those targets are all met. We've been smashing through those targets. I even talked to El Bubble yesterday, and I said, look, possibility of us seeing a $394 Elrond, right? As long as we can go to the top of the market. So that might also be coming, right? And guys, my chat, I don't know what the hell is wrong. I think it's my device. Let me just check one thing. I have no idea why, but I cannot see the chat. I can see how many users are there, but I can't see the chat. So let me see if there's any way of me actually seeing the chat. All right, now I can see some chat. I have no idea what happened there, so I can see 2 people were chatting. That's fine. Thank you. Hey, KR, welcome to the show, bro. Thank you. Awesome. El Bubble, you're great. Right, so let's talk about this, right? So this is the situation we've got. We've got these unique companies coming out with this unique solutions, right? And Elrond is one of those, right? So it's come up with this solution. It says, right, this is what it is. So I'm not going to talk too much about the, the hype part about it. I'm talking about facts here. Hype is, it's the Egld. Forget all of that. It used to be Egld, it's EGLD, it's still known as Egld, right? But we don't want to talk about that. It's what the technology is. What is it providing? And this is a very unique feature, that here we have a token, right? Elrond, the token EGLD, which was launched on Binance, but that's all it is. It's not the technology. This is the technology. It allows you to take this SDK and build on top of it, build your own project. Make your own little softwares or dApps or whatever you want to call it. You can do this, and this is the power these generation 3 protocols bring to us. This is why it's quite easy to do. So of course it was built with Go. It uses Rust as well. It has some Rust in there as well, which is good. Now, talking about Rust, I want to go into Solana, right? And I want to show you Solana. Give me a second. Let me find Solana. Solana was built purely on Rust. So when we also go into Solana from here and look at this, we will see something very unique. And again, this is more of so it is a layer 1, but it's a generation 3 type cryptocurrency, right? So what do we mean by generation 3? Let me give you a brief explanation of this, right? When we look at Bitcoin, it's a generation 1. Basic, it does its thing, that's it. Then comes along generation 2. Generation 2 is Ethereum, who says, well, you can build smart contracts, programmatically make things happen. So that's where the tokenization came in, right? That's what Ethereum does for you. Elrond came on, and Solana came on and says, well, why do you have to do that? Why can't you build anything on top of it? And that's what it is. Yes, bro, definitely. Total 3, I already have for you. Don't worry, we are going to talk about Total 3. And I was going to talk about the dominance. So it was more to do with the dominance, actually. But I am going to talk about the dominance as well. So I'm going to hold on to that, actually, while I'm on it. I've got dominance and Total 3. We're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about it on the same chart. We'll do this for you. Awesome, bro. Thank you very much for the reminder. But this is what I wanted. Let's continue with what we're talking about, right? So these generation 3 coins. Hey Matt, thank you. I'm not actually an Elronder, but I want to give you some facts, right? I do hold quite a bit of it, quite a significant amount, but I can tell you this, from what I know, and I'm not going to disclose anything, I'm nothing compared to El Bubble. El Bubble is like the Elrond superhero, I'm telling you. Right, he's on another level with Elrond. I haven't even reached his level. Of course, in BTC, I'm on another level. But when it comes to Elrond, I think El Bubble smashed it, right? And good on him, right? He believed in it. He picked his one coin. That's what I say. Pick your coin and stick to it. Elrond and El Bubble, he did that, right? Bubble did that. Bubble picked his coin and he stuck to it. Of course, he has other coins. He doesn't give a shit about them. He picked one and he stuck to it. And I think he's done the best thing. This is how you should be. You pick it, you believe it, you stick to it. You don't go anywhere. Ooh, shark. Oh my days. You sold all your Solana. Okay. Shark, you should have watched this video before you sold, bro. All right, we're going to talk about this. Let me see what I can do. All right, let's talk about the shark. We're going to talk about this, right? And awesome. Thank you very much for everybody coming on the chat. It's really, really nice. Please smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel. That's all I'm asking. I don't want anything else from you guys. And fire away your questions and I'll carry on for a little bit, right? We'll talk about this. So let's go into this and let's so continue with this, right? So Elrond comes in. Elrond says, here's your token. This is how we're going to raise funds. That's what it does. But then it brings technology to the market and it says, here's the technology, guys. Go and build on it. We are developer friendly. You can use any of these language you want to use on it. You can go and use it on Go, no problem. You can use Rust, which is a decade-old language. You can use that. You can use TypeScript, which is like 20 years old. You can use JavaScript, which is like 30 years old. Do you know what I mean? You can use Shell. These are the technology it's using. Of course, bro, it's going to go to the moon, right? But this is what it's doing. And it's saying, developers, don't be confused. We're not going to give you Solidity, which is a brand new language which you have to learn, and there's nowhere for you to go. What we're going to do, we're going to do it all for you and we're going to make it easier for you so you can see what's going on, right? So that's what they did. And the SDK is just one of the best things, like what they've done, in my opinion, right? So you can take the SDK, download it, modify it, and then shoot it out. That's what you do. And do it in your own language because you can use their VM and use whatever you want. That's what I like about it. So this is what's giving the Elrond community the opportunity to build on top. They're coming out with smart features, right? So they're going to have smart contracts on there, easily doable. They're going to do that. They're coming out with the decentralized exchange DEX. I think it's called Maya. They've already worked on that anyway. They've launched that already. That's coming. They've got a new token coming and they're going to be distributing it for free, which is called MEX token, right? It's coming out as well. So there's a lot of stuff they're doing, innovating. They understand that you can't just have a blockchain and you can't just have a coin and, you know, and then rely on people to build on that. What you need to do is basically go up there, right, and provide the platform for developers to come and start building and basically utilizing that platform and innovating that. So NFTs are coming, you know, all of those things. And I'm not trying to hype anything. I'm just giving you the facts. This is what Elrond's doing. It's a generation 3 token and it's doing this. You see what I mean? So this is what I like about some of these projects. And these projects have been in the pipeline for a very long time, right? And they launched very recently, which is absolutely fine. We don't have an issue how they launch. It's what they're providing. And this is the key. This is a developer's dream, you know, having these basic languages that they can use. I mean, JavaScript is one of the most basic language currently in technical terms, right? They've just gone up there and you can just do that. Yes, we'll talk about this. Like Ian Jones, we're going to talk about this, right? We're not comparing, we're not competing. This is what I always say. Why compete? Why not? You know, see what they are for their own individual. You know, what they provide, right? We don't need to compete with anybody. We've got 11,000 coins to pick from, right? So we have to understand we have 11,000 coins to pick from. Right, so there's no issue, no point us basically just picking one and sticking to that, right? You know, because remember, before Egld, what was there? You would have not said this to me before 2020 or 2019, because Elrond didn't exist. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Solana, before 2020, Solana didn't exist. So would anybody even mention Solana? No. So of course I understand the new community are all hyped up about it, right? You know, who bought it cheap and who went up, yeah, everything. It's all good. But what you have to understand is, until last year, this coin didn't even exist for you. So why are we picking something? It's okay to pick your favorite and stick to that. That's fine. But let's not discard that there's 11,700 coins out there, you know, and let's actually understand what each one of them has. You know, I've always maintained Bitcoin is the number one. Why? Because it was the first ever coin that came out. I've always mentioned that Ethereum is the first ever supercomputer or smart contract platform. It's a first comer. It's got the most of the coins, right? We've got thousands of coins and tokens built on this, right? And we know these are the generation 3 tokens. Generation 3. So we've got generation 1, generation 2. And then we've got generation 3, generation 3, generation 3. Do you see what I mean? So they're coming out. They are competing with generation 1 and 2. Right? So Elrond does something which is awesome, right? Where it gives the platform for people to work on. And now obviously they're announcing plenty of other stuff, the NFT, the smart contract, the dexes, everything. That's what we want. We want a complete decentralized economy, right? And that's what Elrond provides. It's an economy, right? So if you actually look into Elrond's platform, you can see what it is. It's not targeted towards people who are hodlers. No, that's not what Elrond is. Elrond is for developers, validators, businesses. Do you see what I mean? This is what Elrond is providing you the tools to for the developers and validators and businesses to use Elrond to build a new internet economy. This is their tagline. Look, I'm not making this up. This is their tagline. At any point there, they have not says, I'm the coin of the future, only hold me. Do you know what I mean? So we don't need that. What we need is basically to people understand that this is how powerful Elrond is, right? It's getting there, it's doing something, it's going to be on another level, massively scalable, secure and efficient. So far we know, and the best part is developer friendly, right? And if you hold some, it's fine. But remember the difference I just showed you. By holding some, right, all you're holding is a BSC chain, right? You're just holding a Binance coin token. What I will be really looking for on Egld, and I'll be honest with you, right? Let me just show you EGLD. This is what I really want to see from Egld. So Egld community, I know a lot. I think L Bubble has spoken to the the founders and everything. L Bubble, you got to talk to them. They got to get off this. They need to create their own token, their own unique contract. They need to get off these BSC or whatever. Remember, that's what we want. We want a native token of Elrond. And I'm telling you, Elrond is going to go to the moon. I'm telling you, it's going to go to the moon. So let's do a little chart analysis on Elrond. So this is where we were on Elrond. And this is what we were predicting, right? We were looking at $387 Elrond if we hit the Fibonacci 1618. Awesome. In the short term, we were expecting, and we haven't reached those targets yet. So in the short term, we are expecting a $251 Elrond. There is no bearish scenario here. There's only bullish. Our short-term trend line up. Our long-term trend line, unfortunately, it did break a little bit. Doesn't matter. We're back up. We broke down and we went back up. Look at this power move. If you look at this on a 4, actually, I put it on a daily. It's going to be easier for you to see. Look at this. This is the dump. This is a power move. Break above, confirm the trend line. This is the trend line. There is no ifs and buts about this. This is the chart giving you the facts, right? This is the trend line. So when we end up seeing this is the trend line, we can now adjust our target line. And you can see where we were when we actually had this $251 target. Well, now, if we put it on this daily candle, our new target is $292. And it's not going anywhere. It's just going to constantly go up. But what I'm thinking is if Elrond has its own native token, we should be looking around here somewhere. $1,000, $2,000. Do you know what I mean? That's the level we would see. And let me come to this and I'll explain why now. So everybody get ready for this one. We're going to show you Solana and you're going to understand what Solana does. So let's go into Solana. Actually, let's go into the code base. Forget all of that. Let's just go into Solana's website. Global adoption, fine. I don't care about this. Everybody can write something. I don't care. I don't care about all of this. I don't care about all of this, right? We don't want to know about this. Okay, they're saying fees are going to be forever. This price, Elrond is cheaper. Elrond is 0.001, right? So Elrond is cheaper. Fine. We got all of this. Fast forever. We have all of this. No problem. Scalability. Solana does 50,000. I don't care. Bro, I don't care if my one token takes me 1 hour to arrive. I don't care. I'm not looking for speed. What's this going to be for shopping for my local Asda or Tesco's? No. So I don't really care about this. What do I care about? This. What do I care about? This. Solana has built this on Rust and basically put APIs out there. So you can take this and connect to the API and use Solana for whatever you want. You can call on the blockchain. But what did Solana do unique? right? Again, as a generation 3 coin, what did Solana do? That's the question, right? And I'll tell you what Solana did. This is insane when you actually look into a deep dive. So this was a deep dive done by CoinMarketCap. They did a deep dive, right? And in this deep dive, it actually says something which is quite awesome actually to understand, right? And I'll take you, this is it, right? This is the only part I want to read out to you. Tackling the trilemma. So what is a trilemma, right? Understand what a trilemma is. You've got Bitcoin as one of the problems, Ethereum with the smart contract, consensus, sharding, and this and that scalability problem. You've got these two coins have scalability problems, and everyone's trying to give a layer 2 solution to the problem. And Solana says, well, why do we have to do that? Why can't we have a layer 1 with this bit of a dilemma here taken away completely? And why can't we do something which is known as proof of history? Because all of this is to do with, this is proof of work. This wants to do proof of staking. And Solana says, well, why can't we have all of those and one other function that makes it faster, right? So the idea here is you take something that's just a simple blockchain, you take something that is a little bit more advanced, but this one wants to be proof of stake, and it's going to do, consensus, people fighting, battling, EIP 1559, whatever, London hard fork, this hard fork, that fork, all of that nonsense, right? Drama, this is all drama. So you got all of this drama, and Solana says, well, we did it in the beginning. We did what's known as proof of history. And what it does, it takes a snapshot of entire balances of people, near to light speed, right? It will do this, right? No, Ridwan, you didn't understand what I'm trying to say, bro. You didn't understand. Solana, Elrond originally launched on BSC. That's what I'm trying to say. The original launch was on BSC. The original contract was on BSC. And what I'm saying is what Elrond needs to do, go back, update that, and get rid of this. This will change people's hearts and minds. That's what I'm trying to say to you. So please go and understand what I'm trying to say. Look at the fact. That's all I'm saying. If you're trying to promote something to people, you need to also give them the facts. That's what I'm trying to say. So wait for me and watch when I'm coming. You'll see what I'm trying to say, right? Yes, it's bridged. I understand that. That's not an issue. What I'm trying to say to you, yes. Listen, what I'm trying to say to you, they need to get rid of all of this. That's all I'm trying to say to you. And you'll understand what you're saying to me. I'm going to make so much sense to you right now, and you're going to get shocked what I'm about to show to you. So let's do this. How about this? We're talking about positive things about both Solana and Elrond. How about now I do a comparative for you? So let's do this live. Let's go into a competition for both of them. All right. So we've got Elrond here and we've got Solana here. Let's do a competition for both of them. Right. So let's do this. What does Solana do? Solana built on Rust, developer friendly. You can go and use all of this language. CC+, one of the most commonly used language out there. You can use this. This is exactly what BTC was built on. So let's take this. So now we know that we can be interoperable with BTC at some point, right? Because we have the languages baked into the software. We don't have to worry too much about this. So we have all of this. Fine. They built their own language. Fine. All of this. But what did they do that Elrond hasn't done? This is Elrond. All of this up there. What did Solana do? And I'll show you. Think about it. Makes so much sense to you. Look, hold on. Not this. Now watch this. Look at this. You don't mess with this. When somebody comes in to do a research and they're curious about something, they'll come in and they'll look at all of this, right? There is nothing there. When you want the source code, you go direct to GitHub. This is it. Do you know what I mean? So you can go and see the source code. It's different. It's not promoting another BSC chain or anything. But the funny thing is Solana also has a bridge. But Solana doesn't need to have half of its token on BSC, right? You know what I mean? So there's a lot, of course, bro. Okay, Ian. Validator requirements on Solana are huge. 1,000 nodes, right? Egld 3,002, of course, right? Let's go into this. If we had anybody being able to be a validator, right? And remember what prices we were when we launched, right? So again, listen, I mean, we can sit here do this all day long, right? So let's just try and see what we got here. What is this? This is Sol. So let's let's stay on Sol and let's go to the cheapest price we can find. So let's find this. Let's just call this the day of launch or whatever, right? So this is where Solana is, $2.87. Let's just call this, right? Exactly, Bidwan. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. People can misunderstand. You need to clarify. This is why I always say to you, people, normal people, unless us lot who are in the crypto, we understand a lot more, right? But normal people don't understand like us. What do they do? What does a normal guy do when he wants to find a coin? He goes to his normal exchange, and he probably won't see any information. So he wants information. He would go to either CoinGecko, he would go to CoinMarketCap, Coin Paprika, he would go to those. Whichever one somebody tells him, he'll go there. And then he'll read on it. And when he reads on something, right, when he starts reading on something and he doesn't get the information that he wants, and he sees something and he's like, okay, let's have a look, right? So he's going into CoinMarketCap and he says, right, I'm going to pick today and I'm going to give you a very simple random one, right? Let's forget Solana, forget everything. Oh, let's go and pick Chainlink. He's going to pick up Chainlink. And what does he see on Chainlink? He sees this Ethereum thing. And then he sees all of this here. And he says, wow, this is on all of these? So he's now confused. Hold on. What is this actually on? Sorry, is this running on this? Is this running on Solana? Is it running on this? Which one is it running on? He's confused now. Where do I go to buy this? What do I use to buy this? But there's a fact. Fact is, it was built on Ethereum. This is the original token contract, and these are the bridges. But he doesn't know that. So when he wants to buy Chainlink, he's assuming he needs BSC to buy Chainlink. No, only when you go to BSC network, you can buy this, right? This is a bridge, of course, right? You can go to Pancake to buy this. But you're just a normal guy. You don't want Pancake. Do you know what I mean? You don't need Pancake for this. You just want to go and buy. I don't care what chain it is, I just want to buy. So when you go to your exchange and you hit the buy button, does it give you an option to choose which chain? Most time it doesn't. Only on, I think on Binance it does give you an option, but others don't. They just give you the Ethereum version. So we know it's an Ethereum token. It launched on Ethereum. That's the fact. We can't change that, right? So when we do the same thing here, for example, and I'll show you what I mean, right? When we go here, what do we see? We only see MetaMask and we only see this. So I want to know what chain it's running on. Is it running on its own, or is this just something else? Is this, this is what I'm trying to say to you. It confuses people. We need more of these kind of clear data, and especially companies working on it. Because what a lot of guys do, they launch their product on something like this and forget about it. They run the API and forget about it. And we are then expected for CoinMarketCap to manage this. And we don't want that. What we want is companies to come back and actually give us everything here. Give us the proper facts here, right? How is this? What is this? How did this launch? When did this launch? All of that kind of stuff. Do you see what I mean, right? We need all of this stuff, right? So clear picture. That's what we need. Clear picture. But anyway, let's move back into Solana. I know you're going to hate me for it, but look, I'm not comparing. This is me being positive about both of them. So I'm being, I'm trying to be kind to both communities, right? And also talking about validators. Now, this is another important fact as well. So validators, this is a very important thing you have to understand. One of the biggest problem we have, like for example, back in the days we had with Bitcoin, people used to be able to mine it on anything. So they used to open their laptop and they used to mine. And sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off. And that causes a lot of problem to the network because this network is not stable. You see what I mean? So when you have nodes running, your node has to be on 24 hours to confirm, and it wasn't stable. That was a problem. Part of that trilemma. It's actually a problem. That's a scalability problem, because if you can't process transactions fast enough and closer to your location. So if you're in India, for example, or if you're in China, for example, and we're not going to talk about China, but just say around that side, you need to have a node close enough to you to validate that and then send that transaction through faster than anything. That's what we want, right? But that's what we had. We had problems where people were on for a few days, they couldn't mine anything, they switched it off, and then it kind of messes up the network. What we want is computers or nodes to be on 24 hours a day. Do you see what I mean? This is where, for example, they said, okay, we're going to set requirements because we don't want riffraffs. We don't want, any Tom, Dick, and Harry to come and do it. If you're running a node tell me, have you had your own node running 24/7? If you have, then great, because I know a lot of people, they run nodes, they operate a node, and they shut it down. Right? I've got a node on my old laptop. I've got a Bitcoin node running on my old laptop, and I can tell you, I haven't synced it for almost 6 months. That's me. I haven't synced it for 6 months. So you see what I'm trying to say here? This is a situation. It's not about who has the nodes or how much requirement it is. It's about who is going to be willing to put those requirements down, willingly doing it, risking that money, staking or whatever, in order to operate that. So we want serious, really, really serious people who are 100%, it's saying that that's it, we believe in you. That's what we need. So it's not about 1,000 nodes or 3,200 nodes or 1,000,000 nodes. It's got nothing to do with that. We'd rather have fewer nodes that are 100% active in the most prime locations around the world than have 1,000,000,000 nodes. You know what I mean? So that's what we want. It's not about doing that, because, again, another thing, like, the requirements are low, but how many of the public are going to go and run a node? I think that's very simple. It's a question you need to ask yourself. How many of the member of public are going to go and run a node? If I open my own coin today and I activate, that's good. No, Ian, that's awesome. You're running a node, absolutely fine. And soon you won't even have to run a node because it's going to be proof of stake anyway, right? But are you running an EGLD node? That's what I'm asking you. Are you running an EGLD node 24/7 as well? And also running a node on 24/7, there's another fact a lot of people don't understand. You can literally run it on an Amazon server. So you don't even have to run it on your computer. But again, there's a cost involved. How many people have the balls to actually put that cost down? That's the argument, right? Ethereum running a node doesn't require anything from you apart from your operational cost. Bitcoin running a node doesn't require anything apart. Well, actually now it does because of all the ASIC minings and everything. So you need equipment for it, right? But you can even do it on a cloud mining as well. But ultimately, the point is who has the balls to do it? Do you know what I mean? Because not many. You're talking about, almost 8 billion people around the planet. Crypto is known by almost 4 to 5% of the planet now, or people are actually using it. 4 to 5% of the planet are actually involved in crypto, which is awesome to see, right? And we're going to get higher and higher later on. But how many people out of those actually have the balls to go and pay for the cost, run a node 24/7? The initial investment, how many people are willing to do that? No, not many, bro. The fact is what they do is they go and they say, right, you know what? It's easier for me to just pick and hold. Most people are actually buyers and hodlers, right? When you look at margins, right? So I'm talking about traders, for example. Traders, there's not many. Do you know what I mean? People who have the balls to trade. People who have a gambling addiction, they trade, right? But other than that, most people are hodlers. Most cryptocurrency buyers are hodlers. Of course, they get wrecked by hodling at the wrong time sometimes, but they are just hodlers. Exactly. Right. But think about this, right? You're not running an entry. It's at 2,500 EGLD. I haven't got that. Fine. You don't have that, right? But I want to show you something now. So let's go back into EGLD, right? So this is EGLD. Let's call it Inception, right? Imagine this, right? EGLD, right? At this price, or even at the bottom. Let's just I don't want to say the bottom. Let's just use this, right? Let's just use this candle here. Let's just use this area here. We can see $10, right? Yeah, let me just say this, right? So you got $10 here per coin, right? So this is where it was. You need for 2,500 EGLD, you need $25,000, right? That's very simple. You need $25,000. So imagine someone wanted to run a node here. 25,000 is your outlay. Think about it. That's all it is. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's not about how many. Do you have 25,000 at that date to run the node? And remember one other thing as well. A lot of these sell pre-ICO or pre-IDO. They sell before. So when they sell before, they're usually for pennies anyway. So someone's probably running a node from here for $2,500 or maybe even $250. We don't know. So that's what you have to understand. Nodes need to be run by parties who see the benefit and also who can actually put that money down. And we want serious people. We don't want any jokers. Do you know what I mean? So that's what we need, right? So, end of the day, 2,500 EGLD. That's on these particular time, it was nothing. Because if you believe in it and you have conviction, you're willing to put that money down and run that node. So that's what it is, But Not many people do. Trust me, many people would rather buy 25K's worth here. And if they did, then they would have had, and I'll give you a good example. So if they bought it at this price, and I'm not talking about the bear market or anything, and they come up to just today's price, forget everything else, they would have done 1,734%. Do you know what I mean? That's going to be their margin. That's going to be their profit they would have done. So they would have, running a node, they may have got a few more EGOD, but I think people who bought it here, if you bought 25K's worth here, well, you're 1,744% better off just hodling. You see what I mean? So remember, majority of people are not in the tech, right? But the tech is what brings this the whole coin or ecosystem to the people. The more apps or dApps we can build, bro, maybe. Listen, it's all good, but what I'm trying to say here, you're still not understanding what I'm saying here. Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm trying to say. This is what it is. This is okay, Ridwan. You kind of answered my question in a better way, right? So let me just put it this way, right? It's actually true. You have to have a maximum limit, right? You have to. It doesn't say you don't. I mean, you don't have to, but if you have a maximum limit, so already they planned for maximum. They said this is how many people we're going to give to, because we might have people come in and out. People who leave are going to be losers and are going to regret it later on in their life. Very simple. It's a good system to have, right? So Ian Jones, Ridwan just answered your question. So explain. Let me see. Let's just do this, right? Let's just do this. Ian Jones, you're gonna love this. So go up and see what he just said, right? So the limit is 3,200 node, right? So you just answered it, right? So the guy with the 250, if he left, he screwed himself. So now he's gonna sit back and he's gonna cry about it. But this all comes back into that guy with the balls, right? Did he have the balls to leave it there? Do you know what I mean? So, Ian Jones, your question, running it on the thing, what are they going to do? Are they going to start sharding it? Because if they start sharding it, of course, then you can split the 3,200 nodes and make it into a 3 billion nodes if you want. That's not a problem, power of everybody, right? But then you also have to look and see one fact. That means you're going to have to run your mobile 24/7. Can your mobile handle this? Of course, mobile phones are powerful now. I mean, my phone has a 12 gigabyte RAM, but I can tell you when I'm using it like for gaming or something like this, I'm using 8 to 9 gigabytes of it. Do you know what I mean? So, of course, I have a fast phone, but it's not good enough. Am I going to be mining on it 24/7? So, if I'm mining on it, what am I going to be using my phone? So, it's all of those kind of things. It's other costs. You got to buy the phone and all of that. There's a lot. It's all good to be hypothetical, right? And say, this is what's going to happen. I'm so bullish. You know, it's great. But the question then remains is, are you going to be doing it? So I'm going to, me being myself, right? I'll probably just throw it back to you and I'll say, are you going to be doing it? It's all great. We got, this is how many node it is. Fine. It's cheaper to run it. Fine. Are you going to be doing it? No. So if you're not going to be willing to do it yourself, how could you expect majority to do it? That's the whole idea here. But all I'm saying is be logical and be reasonable, right? Because what we want to do is we don't want to go overboard with something. We need to understand something for what it is, and not go overboard with it, right? So am I bullish on Egold? Of course, I'm very bullish on it, right? Is it going to go and basically, go to the moon? It has potential to go far beyond that. I think when Egold comes out and gets out of his community and goes out to the public, right? And, advertises itself, markets itself and says, here, this is what we are doing. It's just not about a simple snippet in the, what do you call this? Simple snippets in like Cointelegraph or something. We don't want that. What we want is actual technology given to people's hand for everyday use, right? So, for example, if Elrond starts building games on it, so of course they're doing the NFT, which may result to go into the games. Awesome, right? If they build a game on it, awesome. Now we have usability, right? But we don't want to see something like Axie Infinity, which is again closed community. Who are using Axie Infinity? People who know about crypto. We want something that can be global, right? Thousands of users around the world can use it, right? Even if they can only ping the blockchain, that's enough. We don't need actual utility. If they have a game that's using the blockchain to store data, that's good enough for us. Do you know what I mean? So this is the kind of thing what I'm talking about. I'm saying innovation, right? And transparency is a key, right? So right now we need transparency here. which we can see e-gold is an awesome technology, right? But we need transparency on places where the retail are going to go, right? Because not many retail are going to click onto these and click into these and have a read. No, trust me, bro. You give 100 people this, only maybe one would even say, even if that, right? That's what you have to understand. Your main people who are going to be buying all of this are going to be buying it on a blind, based on what other people said, right? But they also, need to understand that the technology is so superior that there's so much out there. I won't. I'm not an Axie Infinity fan, bro. I'm honest with you. I have never bought any. I've talked about it on my channel. Never talked about it. Never will. I'm not an NFT fan. I've mentioned it every single time. Oh, it's a trigger word for you. Okay, but no. I'll just look. I haven't bought it. I'm staying away from the NFT hype. I've been honest about it. Um, I said I'm going to pick it up when the bull market ends, and what I mean by that, and I'll show you because I am a BTC maniac. I've talked about it. I said when Bitcoin comes to this line, I'll jump into NFT or other projects. But until then, I'm not really doing anything. So this bottom line here, this is what I'm waiting for. This is my signal. So this is going to be my indicator. When we come to this line, I will be buying NFTs or gaming and this and that. But right now, not bothered at all. Honestly, not bothered at all. So none of this does anything. Shut up. Oh my days, bro. Ian, what have you done, bro? Oh my days. Why did you do that? Okay, now I feel for you, bro. Now I feel for you. Because I always say to people, right, again, I'm so sorry to hear that. But listen, I always say to people, if you buy something and if you're not in profit, right? Ian, but listen, I have a Discord, bro. Go on you'll hear me talk about it there. I advise people there as well, and it's all for free, bro. I always say to people, if you've bought something and it didn't work out and you're at a loss, do not sell that coin. You do not sell for a loss. You do not be that guy that says, "Oh, I'm going to cut my losses and walk away." Don't. If you want to say goodbye, you say goodbye to all of it or nothing, right? So you make it or you break it. So when you invest into something, you obviously do your risk assessment and you invest. And the moment you press that button, you say goodbye to your money, right? That's it. That's how you do it. But you do not sell for a loss. Never, ever do that, right? That's the rule, right? Awesome, bro. Awesome. Bid ones. Share the join my Discord, bro, and share the link. That would be awesome because I'm a gamer actually, so I do game a little bit. So when I'm waiting for the markets in the night, so when I'm playing around with the markets or charts, I usually play games. So I'm actually a bit of a gamer. Not into this play to earn gaming, but I do, and you can see the Discord link just popped up below as well. I've got a bot showing that. So yeah, jump into the server and share that link with me. That would be really nice because I do love gaming and I love exploring new stuff. I have played XE. I've got an account there, but I thought, nah, it wasn't for me, and that was some time back. But again, I got rid of all of it. Can't be bothered. But Ian, man, I feel for you, bro. I feel for you. Sadly, yes, 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 bro. Because I always say to people, do you know what? I always say to people, like, first thing you do not sell for a loss. You do not cut your losses. This is not how you trade, because it's like a business, right? So don't do that. And when you do see profits, take your initial. The key, the secret to success is to take your initial out. Then you're always ready to buy whatever and you can pump. I mean, I don't know if KR's here. KR, if you're here, give us a little shout, right? KR knows this. I told him as well. I said, he's bought a whole bunch of Solana, and currently, check this out, KR, he's taken his initial out in Solana, and then since he's taken his initial out, his Solana's been pumping. So whatever Solana he owns now is free money. Do you understand? Every last penny of Solana for him is free money. Beat that. Do you know what I mean? And this is the strategy. You don't be too greedy or anything like that. What you do is you do it in a such a way. You say, okay, I'm entering. This is where I'm going to take my initial. So people talk about how you take profit. I'm like, screw the profit. The profit's free money. I want my initial. Because if I have my initial, then I'm ready to go further and do a lot more with it. Do you know what I mean? So let's move into the other stuff. Let's go into, so we did it, eGold, as you can see, so this is the current target we have, the short-term target. Let's move it into a bigger chart. So the short-term target is 292 now. So that should be awesome if we can go towards that. And I think we can. I mean, if you just look at this, right, definitely, I think we can push towards this as long as we can hold this support line. So definitely, definitely. And as you can see, the market top that we already predicted was 387. And remember, when we hit the 387, then we can actually go and do one more target and do something like this, right? And we can find our brand new target, which would be a $615. So if we hit that 387, then we're looking at a $615 Elron, right? So just patience, watch what happens, but ultimately hold on to that free money. That's what's going to make you rich, not your initial investment, not your big profits. It's not about, putting 100K in and I'm going to make this. You don't do that. And obviously, as I said, guys, you have to understand, right? It's all about you plan to fail, right? On this channel, it's all about plan to fail. We plan to fail. In fact, the other day, if you go back 3-4 days ago, I made a video and I announced that basically I sold, there was about 7 or 8 alts I was holding, nice big bags, and I made 20-30%. And I got rid of all of them and I put them all into Solana. And Solana at that time was $100. So this is a top up. I'm topping up my Solana, right? So I put Solana in there. And I said, the reason I'm doing this is because I believe there's going to be a dump. And if there is a dump in Bitcoin and the entire market crashes, I've noticed Solana pumps. So you see how I hedge myself. And look at this. BTC dumped, Solana's pumping, right? And I'll double my money on that one. Not only, just double. Also, Solana, I've been in Solana since $1. Right, so I've been in Solana since $1, and I was convicted. I believed in it, so I put it in a cold storage and I moved it. That's it. Do you know what I mean? So this is one of the things you have to understand. Egld, I bought somewhere around here. I can't remember. It was around here somewhere. It was back in 2020, somewhere around 2020. I bought a bunch of Egld, not much, but enough. And I'm in significant gain. So for me, if I was just to look at this price right now, then yeah, I'm up 1700%. Do you know what I mean? Lowy, 10 more. Absolutely, absolutely, Lowy. I actually have a video. I believe it's Lowy or Louis, right? Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Um, if you actually go into my channels on the videos, I've got 2 parts. One set it says how to take your initial investment out, how to take your profit. And that's what I do. I always say, take your initial, take 10% more, and treat yourself. That's your happy days. That's your happy money, right? Go and treat yourself. And if you can, take another 10% more and then lock it away somewhere else in another thing. So what I do when I take my initial investment out, I take my initial, whatever amount I take that, and then I put 50% into BTC as my long-term holding, and 50% I treat myself. Do you know what I mean? That's what I do. So it's all about taking money because you've got to feel good about yourself. Do you know what? I've done it. But your target shouldn't be too high. Do you know what I mean? Ultimately, it's all about making sure that you're sitting on free money, not on your money. Let your money work for you. You shouldn't be worried about this, losing sleep. Oh, I'm going to lose my money on all of that. You shouldn't do that. You should take your initial out as soon as you can and then just chill on it. And every time a dip happens, you can do the same thing and you can trade like this and do all sorts of other stuff. But I am going to do a schooling very soon. So I have talked about it. I'll show you what I mean on Discord soon. I'm going to be opening up a YouTube live school. So we're going to do live classes, basically. I'm going to do 10 lessons. So in the future, I'm going to do 10 lessons and I'll do it like still series so people can learn how things are done. But that's what we're looking at. Let's move over to Solana. I think I forgot what I was going to talk about Solana. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Right, Solana. So I bought it down here somewhere, guys. Where is it? Down here somewhere. No, not here. Here. This is where I bought Solana. So I've been holding Solana since then, and I'll just give you a percentage just to give you some perspective of Solana. Just give you some perspective. Where's the high? There. Right, 16,393%. That's what I've done. 16,000%. So, but that's not the point, right? It's not about 16,000%. It's not about anything. I believed in it. The money I invested, I was willing to lose it. And then what happened as soon as we pumped? Actually, down here somewhere, you're gonna laugh your head off, right? Down here somewhere, I took my first initial investment, right? And I'll give you one example. I actually spoke to KR about this as well. We had a private conversation. So during this time, on one stupid account, I bought £500 worth, just £500 worth. Here, you obviously know how much that's worth. I took £500 out. How ridiculous and crazy is that? But why? Because I only want my initial investment out. So that's what I did. I only took £500, which was my initial investment. So since then, I'm feeling a lot better because I don't really care. So what I've done, I've come back and I've topped up. I've come back and I've topped up. Why? Because mathematically now Solana has to, right, and this is what I'm trying to show you. Solana has to go back to go down 99%, 99%, right? Go back down all the way to the bottom, right? Actually, not 90, yeah, 99% for it to basically, you know, for me to lose money. Do you see what I mean? Ultimately, if I'm sitting around here somewhere, I'm break even. Do you see what I mean? It's one of those kind of things. So I'm like, you know what? This can go to the moon. Now, what did I see so far? Right? Nothing much. Right? Excuse me one second. Right. So what did I see so far? I'll tell you. So far we had a target. Right? Let's move into this. Let's zoom into this. Let's stay on the daily. Zoom into this. All right, so far my target was 216. What was today's high? 216. Bang on the dot, right? So we hit that target. So once we hit that target, we now have to make a new target, right? And a new target is 337. So we're going to hit that 337 very soon. And then, 337 to 341 it's actually showing. But I'm looking at this and I'm saying, well, if this is the case, is there a possibility for us to go higher? And remember, it's the same story. Egld, we're looking at $615, right? So what would I be looking for Solana if I was to actually hit those numbers? So from here to here, if I was to hit those numbers, not much. 360. Do you know what I mean? 360. Yes, it is crazy, bro. This is the thing. You have to, it's all about you, having conviction, understanding that that's my coin. I'm picking that. Right? I'm going to pick this coin, I'm going to jump into the hype, but I'm going to invest just enough that I'm willing to lose. The key of trading, and I'm going to teach that to everybody, right? Like spot trading or buying, is the moment you press that button, you have to assume you've lost all your money. So you have to be prepared to choose what amount are you willing to lose. Because if you're only way you're gonna lose is if you go in with the intention to make money, right? And you say, I'm gonna put 100K and I'm gonna make 200K. You're gonna lose money that way. Your psychology has to be, I'm about to lose 100K. I'm about to lose, 50K. I'm about to lose 500 quid, 100 quid. I've said to people, even during this time, I said, just buy 500 and sit on it. No joke. I've actually been recommending people to buy 500 and sit on it. In fact, I think we were at about $10, right? $10 around here. And somebody had showed me a screenshot of this. I was shouting and screaming about it. And I said, just buy $100 for the sake of it, please. Because I'm seeing this. I'm 10x already. So I'm like, dude, just buy $100. This has potential. And we were not even in a bear market at this time. Do you know what I mean? We were not even in a bear market. Thank you very much, Bubble. We really love that. But that's what we were. So when we're looking at all of this, it's so much power. You have to understand, right? So oh my days, where we are. So actually, no. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave all of this. But as I was saying, guys, the technology is what we're looking at, right? And what each one does. One other thing I've mentioned, there was another video as well. This is going to be working with the what was it? Something, the name just gone out of my head now. Something to do with the IMF and whatnot and this and that. This has been chosen. And another one, secret one, that's been sitting there as well. So let's go into this. Another one that is on their list. And I do have the video. I'm sure someone can share the video. I'll probably share it on Discord, the link later on. This one was one of them as well. Ethereum's one of them as well. So you have a lot of these coins. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Go for it. Go for it. So you have a lot of these coins. I think there's 5 or 6 coins that were chosen. And good news for all of you XRP lovers. XRP's on the list as well. And I'm not going to say anything right now. I'm not going to break the news, but some information that we've gathered about XRP based on a deep analysis. XRP is set to pump. So just a short, brief one. XRP is set to pump. Just wait for it. It's coming, right? The news is going to break out soon. I don't want to break it out. That we do have some disclaimers that we are not allowed to break out some news because they might not end up being facts. So this is what it is. I'm not a financial advisor. I am not allowed to say anything about XRP or whatever I found out based on who I've been talking to. Because I can get sued for that, but XRP would be breaking out. I think I have mentioned something very similar, or I've given a close indication on the Discord. So if someone goes back up, you might actually see why or where I got my information from and who I've been talking to. So there are some inside news. So that was been awesome. Unfortunately, I can't get the brother on the show. The guy I've been speaking to, I can't get him on the show. If I could, that would be awesome. But anyway, Because originally, do you know what? I saw someone contacted me and I saw um, an account and I'm like, what the hell is this? And it looked like a fake account, so I thought this is a fake person, right? Then I went back and I said, no, you're a fake guy. You're one of those impersonators. And he's like, no, I'm not. I was like, no, you are. He's like, no, I'll message you from my other account. So he messaged me from the public account, and then I was like, okay. Have you seen Moon River? Nope, I haven't, bro. I'll be honest with you, I haven't. If it's on CoinMarketCap, we'll have a look at it right now. That's not an issue. Jones, I'm with you because same with me. I gave up all my XRP as well. I'm not in XRP at all. I have zero XRP right now. But I gave it up for another reason. I gave it up because of the founders and how many coins the founders hold. That's all it was. I hated on the founders that they were dumping. You know, when XRP hit the $3.85, the founders were the ones who were dumping the coins onto the public. So that's one of the reasons why I said, no, do you know what? Never going to support them anymore. You know, and I will jump back into XRP as long as the founders burn all their wallet, the coins they own. That's what I've said. I said I'll go all in. I'll sell everything and I'll go into XRP if the founders burn all of their tokens. If they own zero, I'm going to go into XRP. That's my rule. Very simple, right? So that's what I've said basically. Because you've got to look at this. I mean, how can the founders own almost about 50% of the coins? You can't have that. I'm not going to allow that, you know. And if that's what they're going to basically own, then I don't want to be in that project. You know what I mean? That's a scam, in my opinion, right? Because too much manipulation. You got, you know, anyway, you have 50%. There's a lot of problem. We don't want them to hold a majority amount. We need them to get rid of all of their bags and then watch how XRP explode. And I've even said this. I said if they burn all their tokens that they're holding, XRP could shoot to $200-300, right? But only then I'll jump in, but not before that. It's not me, you know. I'm not a big fan, so I'm just going to leave it there. But that's just me, just giving you a hypothetical opinion here, right? Let's move into Ethereum. Ethereum giving us a good sign that market is pretty solid. Market does want to pump still up, which is really good. And I'm using Ethereum. Remember, I'm using Ethereum as an indicator, right? So Ethereum right now currently holding this trend, which is super solid to see, right? Super solid to see. And you know, let's hope we can break out of this, right? Break out of this and get back into these zones here and continue the run. That's what I'm going to be hoping. So this is just a brief, short one, right? When you're looking at the market cap, and this is what I was asked Bobby to remind me of. SM, right? You reminded me. Thank you very much, bro. This is what I was looking at. The total. So this is excluding Ethereum and excluding BTC. And this is what I see. I see this lovely little pump. So what I did was, you know me, how crazy I am. I put a fib on it. And you can see this is the previous all-time high. We actually got rejected on the previous all-time high. That was yesterday. Sorry, that was during the dump, right? Can you see this? This is hilarious, right? So I looked at that and I was like, ah. So if we just knocked on this door once, right, then it's a possibility we can break. And if we do, what could we expect the entire altcoin market cap to be? Because currently the entire global market cap is sitting at 865 billion, right, out of the total 2 point something trillion. How many is it? Let me just check, because I haven't checked the trillions today. We're sitting at 2.15 trillion. So almost half of this, right, or just a little bit less than half of this, 40% of this, right, about 40% of this entire global market cap is altcoins, and it's sitting here right now. And I think it's going to go to $1.2 trillion, right? So this is based on the Fibonacci, not my number. This is Fibonacci, right? Agree. What you said about Soul, definitely agree with that one. But it's one of those, like, how would I say this? You know, with okay, this is a good one. I think you dropped a nice one there, right? We're gonna go into this, right? Give me a second anyway. So we've got what we've got here is what do you call this? So all-time high. So we're looking at $1.2 trillion of the total market cap coming very soon. So what does all of this mean, right? And I'll tell you what this all of this means, right? When we look at the dominance, right? Let's find the dominance. You can see what happened, and I wanted to talk about this. This is very important, and I forgot who it was. There was another person on the show. So let me go, actually let me put it on daily. There was one other person on the show. I think he was on Discord. He mentioned something about similar to May 19. It's very similar to May 19. What happened? He was like, okay, dude, this happened on May. The May dump was exactly the same. Thank you, Ridwan. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. So he's mentioning something about what happened in May, right? The dump that we had in May. And I wanted to show him something because this was kind of insane, right? So kind of just remember. So I thought, okay, let me show you this, right? So what we're looking at is a specific date, right? I want to show you this. All right, so this specific date here, not this one, sorry, not this one, my bad. So I'm just trying to find that date here, May 19th. And I hope you're on the show because you're going to love this one. This is the part that you want to see, right? So we've got May 19 here. Let me get what BTC chart as well. And let me, for now, let's just get rid of all of this and show you May 19th. May 19th. Where is it? May 19th. Here you go, bro. So this one candle here, actually, let me switch this off as well, right? So what you're seeing here is this one candle here, the May 19th dump. Very important dump. So market dumped. Hold on, let me get rid of all of this as well. Market dumped from here to all the way down here. We had this massive 30% dump on this one candle. Massive 30% dump. When this particular dump happened, all right, we had the Bitcoin dominance pump up. So we had a dump of 30 and it pumped up 11% in that same day. Please understand, this is facts, right? So we had a dump in the market and on that same day. So you can see we had a dump of 31% or 30%, let's call it 30%, but we had a pump in the dominance for 11%. This was a dump. This is what's taking us down. Fine. Then when we come back to what happened day before yesterday, so let's go into this one and see the day before yesterday, this dump here, because I know he's been going on about how, and I believe it's Mac, he's been going on about how this is very similar to May 19th and how this is at the end of the market. And, you know, look, until we beat the HMA, and I'll show you this again, right? Whole moving average, the 104 week, we're not going anywhere. And I've mentioned this, like there's a level that we're going to be battling with. We're not going to go above that. So this is the dump we had day before, or 3 days ago. We had this dump, 2 days ago actually, because this is today's candle. So we had this dump, right? 19%, let's just call it 19% up to this candle. Fine. So when we go back to the dominance, what happened to the dominance? Well, let's have a look and see the dominance, right? Did the dominance pump up or did the dominance dump, right? So if you want to use the total for the pump, it's there. But if you actually use the fact, 0.86, that was it. And then look what dominance has happened. Look at the dominance. It's just dropped off. Why has the dominance dropped? Why hasn't the dominance pumped like this particular candle? This is a question, right? Everybody needs to ask this question. This, we know everything dumped. We know altcoins dumped, right? And we know that basically the market BTC dominance went up because it was a genuine dump. Here, it was also a genuine dump, but the altcoins are stronger. People did not stop buying any altcoins. Solana, Elrond, Algo, you name it. There's plenty of other coins. They did not stop. So what happened? BTC dominance couldn't go up. Only 1%. That's it. And then came back down again. Right? So when we look at this, it just kind of makes sense to us, right? That end of the day, we're still in the run. It's not going anywhere. This is still showing very, very bullish. All of this is showing bullish. You know when I will be worried? I'll tell you this, right? If I see this flip back above this, if I see this dominance, right, and let's get rid of some of this stuff. Let's delete some of this stuff, right? So where we are right now, and I'll tell you, this is the complete opposite. So remember, normally we talk about how we can expect a double bottom and it's bullish. Well, when BTC dominance does a double bottom, when we do this, right, you're screwed. The whole market's going to be screwed. The entire market is going to be totally wrecked. So whatever happens, we do not want BTC dominance to go up. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? What we want to see is BTC dominance to continue going down, right? So where we are now, we come here, we done this. We want to continue coming down, hopefully even break this neckline. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, my bad drawing, but let me just show you. Hold on. All right, so this is where we are. Right, this is the neckline for us. This is where we are. This is where we are. We want to go below this neckline here. We want to go below this. Then watch the altcoins pumped $1,000, $2,000. I'm telling you, that's where it's going to go, right? You know, some of these coins are going to pump even 100x from here, right? But if we go back into this neckline, you're screwed. Everyone's screwed. Markets. This is when we know that, okay, people are now dumping all of their altcoins to get back into BTC. So what do we expect then? BTC pump. We do not. If you want altcoins to win, you want to make sure that BTC dominance stays down here. BTC dominance stays down here. That's what you want. You want to basically make sure that you want your altcoins to pump. We want to make sure that Ethereum dominance, right? Ethereum dominance is a key. Why? Because remember, 10,000 coins are built on this. What we want to see is Ethereum dominance keep on going up. We want to see it break above these lines. We want to see it smash through these lines and probably even come to this previous all-time high. And you can see we marked this. This was a neckline, and we're fighting with this neckline, which is awesome. Next neckline is here. The following one is there. This is when the market truly goes parabolic to the moon, right? That's what we want. Do you know what I mean? So those are the facts we're looking at. Let's see where we can go from there, right? So that's going to be the thing. So let me just briefly go through this, and I'll get back into Solana if I have to, right? So let's do this. So this is something nobody can say, bro. That's the true, honest truth fact. If anybody claims that they can give you an exact date, that's wrong. But I'll show you something. So I know you're here first time, but I want to show you something that everybody on this channel has seen for the last 9 months. Right? Or not 9 months. I would say maybe less than 9 months. Actually, maybe 9 months, maybe more than 9 months. Sorry, what am I saying? It's actually more than 9 months. They've seen something, but I've been working on this because this channel is actually not that old. It's probably about 8-9 months old. But let me show you some facts. So this was the last time I put dates on, and I do this all the time. I kind of going crazy and I put a date on it. So and we were doing a mathematical calculation. I can't remember the video, but we did some maths. And based on the maths, we said dump expected to be over on 19th. And this was regarding all of this May dump. And I said the dump is expected to be over on the 19th. Unfortunately for me, the dump stopped, okay, on the 20th. Right? But look, I drew this. And if you see the video, you'll see I predicted this, right? Specific date. If you look carefully, dump, dump, dump. When was the last dump? Right? The last dump on 1920. Right? The last dump was 20. That was it. So I was late by 1 single day. Not bad, if you ask me, right? Because I had no idea of knowing what the future is. Absolutely zero idea what the future would be. But this was based on 100% maths. The video is there. I'll see if I can find it and link it. But it's going to be long because I make a video every single day. It's hundreds of videos there. But that's what I expected. And then we ended up reversing on the 21st. But even then, I didn't say the market reverses. I said, look, this is fine. The dump stops. This doesn't mean anything. When do we actually probably reverse this cycle? Because the reason is, what you have to understand is this is now, so this whole area. So let me, so let's do it this way. So this area here, right? This peak here, you see this peak here? This area here is our crucial level. This is where we reverse. Anything below this is not a reversal. It could be a fake out. It could be a test, right? Call it whatever you like. This is not bullish. None of this is bullish. Of course, when we're moving up, it's momentum and it's trend, which is fine. We want the trend to be up. We want the momentum to be up. This gives better sentiment to the market. Every one of these, are absolutely fine. But where we reverse the actual market, I was expecting it on the 18th of October. Where are we now? In September. And I made this video sometime back here, purely based on maths. Because one thing we know, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. And this is all based on previous history and actual maths, right? So this is what I said that we can expect to. So if that's the case, when we expect to go back to that $65,000, right, during this, on the 18th of October, from that point, again, if you look at previous history and use maths, it's all to do with maths, guys. I'll show you. Let me bring this. And I'll bring this on a weekly because it's going to be easier for me to show the whole thing, right? This is a very, very old chart. And I've got all the lines here. So let me explain how the lines work, right? So, actually, I got them. So these lines are the bottoms because this is something else I was talking about. Today, I'm going to show you something else here on this chart. So, seriously, let me show you something more different. So keep an eye on the red lines. Keep an eye on these red lines. You're going to love it. You'll understand exactly what this means. Right, so we've got red lines here. That one didn't show up red, but should be fine. Oh no, wait, didn't show up red. Okay, let's bring it down a little bit. Here we go. We put that here, right? So what we're looking at here is very, very fundamentally important. Okay. And in order for me to totally show you this, I have to activate this as well. Oh my days. Sorry, this chart is just killing me. Okay, do you know what? I'm going to move into another chart. Yeah, let's move into this. It's going to be easier for me to show it here because the other one's just lagging too much. Also, we don't need any of this, so let's get rid of this, right? Because I just hate the lag. Here we go. Much better. Look at this faster chart, right? Let's use this faster chart without lag, so I can quickly show you what all of this means, right? So top of the market, and it's very simple. You do top of the market and another top of the market. That's all you do, right? And we're using this as an indicator to tell us, or what to expect. So we can't say for certain, but we can do something and we can say what we expect. And the trigger here is you look at this middle line here, this median line here. Right, this middle line here, this is the middle point of the Fibonacci, 50% Fibonacci, right? And what you notice is in history, whenever we've been below this, we've stuck a long time, we've stayed a long time. So you see, whenever we're below this blue line, we've been here for a very long time, right? So I'm not talking about bottoms or anything, I'm just saying this blue line, very long time, years, sometimes months and years. Look, we've been here. We spend a lot of time in these blue areas. So even right now, we're below this blue line, this aqua blue line. Now, when we do a top out, right, when do we, how long does a top out last? Well, we did some maths the other day as well, and I'll do another maths here. So for example, here's when we peaked, this candle here, and when we peak and we go to that top, it's usually, you see on this particular one, it was 5 weeks. So it's a very short thing. This parabolic top are very short. So that was 5 weeks on this particular event. Right, and on this event, for example, let's have a look at this one. So we peaked out on this candle and then we topped out on this candle. You can see 5 bars. Coincidence? Not entirely. Another 5 weeks, right? So we can see this was another 5 weeks. We went parabolic 5 weeks and that was it. It's over. Right, so let's go to the next one and see how many weeks this one did. Right, again, we peaked out on this one. As you can see, this is the peak candle. We peaked out and we went here, and what did we do? 9 bars. Right, so we can see that we have this pattern forming that says, like, guys, it's anything from 5 to 9 weeks. We can be friendly with BTC and take a little bit more risk, right? And we can say, well, how about if we say 10 weeks? We give it 10 weeks. That we might actually, if we peak out, we're going to give it 10 weeks. So now we're going to do something just based on assumption, right? And I'm going to show you something else as well after I make this assumption. So I'm assuming this is just pure fiction, basically. By the way, guys, this is not fact, but we're just doing a hypothetical model here. We say, okay, we break out on this particular week. Let's just say September 20th. Actually, no, let's use that October date. How about October? So we use October 18th and we say, okay, we're going to peak out on October 18th and we're going to do maybe 10 bars, right? 10 weeks. So that would give us December 27th as the peak out day. I'll tell you about May 2013. I'll explain something to you. You'll understand. It will make so much more sense to you because it's all about the facts. That's what we want, right? So you can see this. If we do use this, May 27th, 10 bars, when we're being kind, we're giving it one more week. We're saying, okay, this cycle's slightly different. That's all we're doing. If we take an average down, by the way, so if we do between 5 and 9, an average, that would normally be 7. So for us to be extra safe, we can use 7. And this is us taking a risk, and we're saying, okay, this could be the thing. The top shows as this, and it says 27th of December could be the top. And we're using this whole chart, all of the lines and everything here as an indicator. Remember this, I'm not talking about Bitcoin. I'm using this as an indicator, market top indicator. Right, and if I was going to be, as I said, if I was going to be just a bit safe on the average level, then you can see 7 bars. That would then give us December the 6th as the date. So if we were to predict a date, and then talking about 2013 looking similar, absolutely. It looks very similar to this, and most people like to call it what's known as a double top. I don't call it a double top. I can refer to it, that's not a problem, but I would not call it a double top. Because a top is a top and a bottom is a bottom. This is in the middle. So how is it a top? Do you see what I mean, right? Only thing we did was we broke this median trend line. We broke this 50% mark. We broke this trend, right? You see this trend where we stay below these lines. That's all we did. We just broke that trend. We tested it. We failed. You know, how long did we last there? 2 weeks, and we failed. Right? We just lasted 2 weeks. 5 weeks actually. Let's call it 5 weeks, right? So we lasted 5 weeks and we came down. That was it. Is that a top? No. You know, local top, of course, not a problem. Local top, every candle, every wick is a local top. So if you do a high tomorrow, that's a top, right? Do you know what I mean? You know, today's top, tomorrow's top, 4 hourly top, 1 hourly top. It's fine. Listen, we can't take this as fact. This was not a top. This was the top. A top is signified by a top, right? And I've shown somebody else how to do tops and bottoms as well. Obviously, this is log curve, so this one curves it, right? Let me show you what I mean by that. So you see this chart was curved and now it's not curved anymore, right? So let's go back into this chart and I'll show you something. This is insane, right? So we know that we've had this kind of a curve. This is what the curve is doing for us. You know, BTC log curve does this. Sorry, 1 second. All right, does this. Sorry, my drawing skills are not the best. But anyway, let's just show you. It done this, right? It curved. Fine. I'm not going to curve it. How about if I draw a damn straight line and I'll show you something that's hilarious. Boom. Just like that. Right? Just like that. I'm just going to do one straight line here. And if I do another, actually, I got a better tool for that. Why am I using this for? Check this out. So I'm just doing a straight line. Right? I can go through that one, use that data point. Right? Use that data point and go higher. Or I can use this one and I'll just use this one for the sake of it. And I'll do this. What the hell happened here? Oh, it doesn't want to do it. It's too far. Let's do this again. Now let's try this. Bloody hell. Come on then. All right. It doesn't want to do it. Guys, it doesn't want to do it. So let's just use this data I was going to show. What I was going to show here. All right. Let's do this. Let's do it this way. Bam. And let's do another one. Bam. Let's use these data points. Right. Bam. And what you see here is something like this, right? You can use any data point, doesn't matter. What you see here is this. So ultimately, we still got a channel, right? It might be a bit different to the log chart, but still gives us a channel, right? And then what I was trying to do, I can't do it because the data is so much, was actually put a line through the middle. But I'll do a random one just to kind of show you. So we'll just put a line through the middle. It has to be the 50% mark, and you can see what it does, what it shows you. Even here, when I'm drawing it, without any algorithms, anything like this, you realize that anything below the 50%, we stay there forever. We stay there forever, right? You can see this, it's demonstrated here, right? We stay there forever. When we peak above the 50% mark, that's when we do these tests. And this was the 2017 test, for example, right? But ultimately here, for example, if we were going to use this data without the log chart, which is actually algorithmically done, we didn't just peak out, we peaked out even far, you know? We peaked out even far, and then you can technically use this as a double top, right? But because now the fact is this, and remember, fact is where we stop. The body is the fact, right? We don't use random stuff. So let's go back. Hold on, let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this and go back into this. Sorry guys, I know it's a long stream, but I think we had a very interesting time here, and I really want to thank everybody that came into the show. It's been awesome. And let's activate this again, because it's just easier to do it with this. And what all of this is doing is just plotting the tops. You know, it's been programmed to only plot the top, nothing else. No hypothetical, no straight lines. Just says plot the top and do that curve, because that's what the curve is, right? You know, for example, I'll give you a good example. This is going to be a really good one. So you've heard it here first. You know, in the future, okay, so far we've had this line here, and you can see this one blip down here. And you can see another blip down here. Well, in the future, if we ever get another low here, you know, this bottom white line here will adjust and actually make this to be part of this thing. Bro, I'm a long-term BTC holder from 2015. So 99% of my portfolio is BTC, and it's already locked away. It's been locked away since 2017 actually. Yeah, 2016, 2017. So I'm a long-term BTC hodler. I've actually only dabbled myself into other altcoins. I started dabbling myself into other altcoins back in 2017, and then I went full-scale insane in 2018. So after the dump, I went insane, and then in 2019, I just kept on going. And the first time I actually bought Ethereum was actually in 2019. So I'm one of those. I'm very calm. I don't just jump into something. I don't care where it goes. If I've missed it, I've missed it. It doesn't matter. I'll wait for it for another cycle. So I think somebody asked here was Solana. Somebody was asking Solana, where could it go? We always say this, and this is a rule of thumb, right? You have to always understand. So you know how I talk about this 50% mark. So whatever the pump is, always expect a 50%, right? So the dumps could take us all the way to 50%. So that's something you have to always understand, right? It doesn't matter how high a market goes. Sorry, I'm using the wrong one, so my bad. Let's use this one. So let's use this from today's date, for example. So where we are right now. So we're currently here. If we were to expect a dump, remember, any major dumps will always bring us to that 50% mark. Any major dumps, right, will always bring us to this 50% mark, right, from where we are. So it depends on how you do it. So the market could the market could always go down all the way down to 50%, like the 50% mark of all of this, which is normal, which would bring us back down. This is hilarious. Check this out. So I'm looking at Solana. This is telling me I could expect to see on the major downside of a bear market, Solana could even possibly be at $15 again. Do you see what I mean? And is it wrong? Let's have a look, because Solana is very new, so we can't really use that data. Let's use Ethereum. Is it wrong? Well, no. Look at this. No, sorry, wrong one. My bad. On the wrong chart, right? So when it tells us that we could expect to see a complete total annihilation of something, is it actually lying to us, or is it telling us the facts or truth? What do we see? So let's have a look. We see Ethereum, right? From here, for example, 2016. So it's pumping. It's nothing. It's about $6-7, pumping, all the way to $1,400. So this is the case for similar to Egld, similar to Solana, right? Or any majority of the coins right now, the majority of the top coins. Imagine you bought it here and it pumps all the way up to there. Is it possible? Absolutely. But what happened then? Remember what I talked about, that 50% level. And don't use this as a thing, but just look at the data and you're going to be shocked. You are going to be absolutely shocked. It's a 50% rule, right? It doesn't matter what happens. Your dump has to be 50%. Where did we dump to? 50%. I'm not making this up. Look, it's on the chart. Go and have a look yourself. I don't know how it works, but it does. Mathematically, every single time. This is what. So we go all the way up there. But what is this 50%? Remember, we went from $8, right? $7-8, all the way to $1,400. And when we came back down and dumped down, we were sitting at $80-90. This is when I picked it up. Do you know what I mean? This is when I jumped into Ethereum. If that makes any sense to you. So this is what you have to understand, right? It doesn't matter how high it goes, expect it to come back to this level. This is going to be the bear market bottom. That's when you pick it up. Do you know what I mean? This is a freak one. We don't care about this, but this is the bear market bottom. So say somebody wants to buy something, you missed it, right? And this is an advice, not a financial advice, but obviously you do you, right? So imagine you missed it from here and you like, oh damn, I missed it. I want to buy it next season. Go on any exchange, put a buy order at that 50% mark. You want to be a bit kind, put it at that 60% mark. I can assure you it's going to come back to that price. I can assure you during a bear cycle, it could come back to this price. Obviously, then things change. Like what you have to also understand. So, for example, where we are now, all right, it's a very critical point. So you have to understand how this works. So this is obviously me just giving you an example. So let's do this. Right, because it's very important for you to also understand how this also works, right? So where we are now is very important as well, and you got to also have time frames, because seasons are very important. So currently, let's have a look. Come on then. Currently, this is our top, right? So this is our top currently. So if this is our top currently, this is not our bottom anymore. Remember, we've already done that cycle. So right now here, so during the bear cycle, anyone who missed Ethereum could even possibly see an Ethereum for around $600 during the bear market. This is the worst case scenario. But remember, if this keeps on pumping, then this also keeps on jumping up as well. Do you know what I mean? So when we talk about like BTC or Solana and this and that, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at where it was and where it is now, and what's the bear market bottom going to be. And it's a measurement tool. By the way, you can use this tool. It's a measurement tool. It just measures. And the middle line is the 50% mark. That's all you have to look at. It doesn't matter if we ignore all of these days and this and that. That's all you look at. It's a simple tool, simple way to actually predict what the bear market bottom could be. So that would be awesome. My staking ETH not for sale. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So, for example, I'll give you, so 2019, when I bought Ethereum, I went pretty nuts and I bought a whole bunch of Ethereum. Do you know why I bought it? For ETH 2.0. I literally bought it and I sent it to Eth 2.0. So after that, I didn't have any. And then back in 2020, around here, where was it? Let me just show you. So around here, I actually talked about, because one of my friend, he's on the Discord as well. What was it? It was around here. So he bought it somewhere around here and he sold it to me here. And I begged him, I said, look, bro, just hold it for another 2 weeks. Hold it for another 2 weeks. Watch, it's going to pump. He didn't listen to me. So he wanted to sell. And he's like, I need the best price. So I said, okay, whatever the market price is, I'll give you a little bit more. I'll buy it all off you. So that's when I bought all of his coins, every one of them. I bought some Litecoin, I bought some Ethereum. I literally emptied his wallet, and he wanted to cash out and take the money and go and do something. He actually built a house in UK, right? He smashed his house down and he built another house. That's why I needed the money. But I took all of his Ethereum and I took all of his LTC at that time. And currently, that's the only Ethereum I'm holding. Litecoin, I'm not holding anymore. I got rid of my Litecoin, so I'm not holding that anymore. But Ethereum, I am still holding those, his actual coins. And from that price, we're down here. Like, we came all the way up there and currently we're back here now. So you can imagine what's happening. So this is what I'm doing. So I'm holding all of his coins. I'll probably give it back to him one day, obviously at the market price. That will teach him a lesson. But that's what it is. You got to understand things, you got to see things. As I said, look, I wasn't one of those who jumped into the pre-ICO for Solana or anything like this. I didn't. I saw where it was. I saw what the market did. I told you guys on yesterday's video, I probably didn't show it to you, that Solana went from nothing, $1, to $2 and to $3 actually. There you go, $3. I didn't even see that. And then it came back to $1. And my buy was at $1 because I follow that 50% rule. It's a very simple 50% rule, right? So whenever you see a market going up something, you're going to expect it. So the pattern we look at is this, right? Very simple pattern, right? We expect it to some point come back to these levels. And that's when we buy. Not probably the best drawing I've ever done. Sorry. Right, not the best drawing, but that's how it is, right? So Egld, again, same story. Remember, it's the same story. Where we are, what we do, how we do it, and what we could expect, right? So in the future, at some point, Egld is coming back. And look at this. This is beautiful. If you look at this carefully, actually, let me adjust it a little bit. So if anybody missed Egld, don't worry about it. It's coming back for you, right? The market will do its thing and it will always come back for you. So the market is saying, look, at some point in the future, this is where I might be able to come back down to. In fact, if we use a shorter time data and we use this, a short time data, right? So we're just using this particular wave. We're using the high and the low. And if someone recently says to me, is it possible? Well, look, it's telling you, put your buys at the $120. I would be kinder. I would actually put it around here, $150. And we will see a bounce come back to this and pick it up again. Exactly, bro. This is pretty much so Charlie Lee. This is exactly when I dumped out as well, when I left as well. So that's what got me off Litecoin altogether. And coincidentally, he actually works for Coinbase now. He actually works for them. Can you imagine that, right? But I know he's in the background. He's doing a lot of stuff with his brother and everything as well. But yeah, Litecoin, I had to get rid of it. But then, I mean, recently, as I said, I picked it up. I didn't care. I picked it up because the brother wants to clean his wallet. So I said, right, you want to clean your wallet? Give me everything. I'll buy it off you. Why do you want to go and sell it to an exchange for? I know what the market's going to do. I'll take it all off you, right? SM knows who it is. It's SM's friend's friend, right? Actually, his friend's boss. So he knows exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, I just picked up all of his stuff. I don't care. And that's where we are. And while we're talking, Elrond has been pumping. Nice. Look at that. Elrond has been pumping. So awesome, awesome, awesome. We're not far, guys. We're not far. You see this all-time high, 237. Once we break that, I think we're going to see some power gold. One Eth of Egld 2 days ago, 442. Add my bags. Always buy Egld dips. Yes, of course. I mean, look, whether you buy Egld dips, whether you buy Solana dips, whether you buy BTC dips. I mean, 2 days ago, look, I've got a video, emergency video, right? You're going to hear this. You're going to laugh your head off. 2 days ago. And by the way, these are my custom indicators apart from this. Yeah, apart from this is somebody else. This is my custom indicator. So what this is showing me was this level here. I did not want it to go below this. So at $43,000, I literally jumped in. When this market crashed, I jumped in 43 and I went all in. I went all in. I didn't care. I had to protect this line, so I went all in. This is my level of support I need to hold. If we break this support line, we're doomed. Do you know what I mean? We're doomed. Of course, this is just for BTC, right? Altcoins can still pump. It doesn't matter. Because remember, the dominance has nothing to do with the price. The dominance is just showing where the money is moving. And for us to see that, all we have to do is come here and see who are actually where the market volume is going. So we're looking at where the money's flowing, right? Yes, bro. I go live every single day, bro. I used to do pre-recorded videos and then throw it, but YouTube started taking too long, and I didn't really have many viewers or subscribers on the channel, so YouTube didn't allow me to do live stream. But as soon as YouTube allowed me to do live stream, I started doing live streams, and the channel's growing. As I say, it's a very new channel. Actually, let me refresh this. You can see we may have had some subscribers today. No, so there you go. Total, look, this is how many subscribers I've got. It's a very, very new channel, and this is where we're going. And yeah, awesome. So and I don't read the comments too much because there's a lot of scammers up there, so that's one of the reasons why. But anyway, let's go back into this, right? So this is what I'm looking at, and this is where my resistance level is. This is where we need to break. So for the market to top out up to there. Now let me give you the plus point to all of this, right? If we do not top out and we hang about here and the alts continue, well, guys, alts have a lot of room to grow. Right, alts can grow even further. In fact, let me show you this. You'll understand a little bit more. So I hope you understand this one, by the way, guys. I hope you understand how we predict, like, how long it might take to, how long the pump lasts, like when we do top out. I hope this understand. So let's go into top market total, and I'll show you what I mean. So this is only done by me. You will not find, sorry, excuse me. Yes, you will not find another person doing something very similar like this. You'll only find someone nutty as me who comes on and on YouTube on a live stream and shows you something like this as a prediction, and this is gone, so we don't need this anymore, as a prediction, and says we're going to soon see a market cap of $3.37 trillion. This is me months ago. I believe it was months or weeks ago. This is me. I said we are going to see a market cap of $3.37 trillion. So BTC, does it have to move? No. Altcoins can take $2 trillion of that for all I care, and that's how we're going to know that we're going to see these pumps, you know. And ultimately, remember the contenders, right? Remember, these are all contenders. Everybody's fighting for that third position. Everybody's fighting for that third position. Do you know what I mean? So ultimately, this is what it is. You know, some have won. That's fine. Others are coming. I mean, look at this. This was down here. It's come. They're all moving. Where is it? Look at this. Look at this. Not Algorand, right? From nowhere, just jumped into 16th position. Look at the volume that entered it. Awesome, right? Terra Luna, you know how bullish I am. I've talked about this. FTX. We were talking about FTX when it was like $15, $20. We're telling people buy some and hold some. People didn't buy it. Look what it's doing now. Brand new all-time highs. Awesome. AVAX, we were talking about when it's like $2, $3. Look where it is now. This one was pennies, but I'm not even bothered about this. This one I don't really care too much about. Where is it? Near Protocol. It's a very new project, but again, it's pumping like hell. I did have some, but I got rid of it, so I'm not bothered about that one. I got rid of that one. So, and here we are. Look, Elrond, and it's climbing. It's ranking. Look at it. It's coming. It's coming there. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely making its move. It's coming, and it's saying, right, guys, we're getting there. We're not gonna mess around. We're definitely gonna get in there. Do you know what I mean? So I love that when I'm looking at all of this. I love the fact that, you know, how many max supply we have, how many circulating supply we have, you know, the total supply, you know, all of this stuff. Kind of live all of this, you know. But again, remember the transparency, guys. This, you have to, the Elrond community needs to talk to the developers to fix all of this. We want facts. We don't want mishmash. We don't want total supply to be 22 and then the max supply to be this and circulating supply to be this. What we want is everything to make sense, if that makes any sense to you. So I understand what it is. I can see it's a bit of a glitch, it's a bit of an error, but somebody needs to get on board and do that rather than spend too much time on chat groups or whatever. They need to do this, right? Very important. So yeah, they're climbing and everybody wants that market share. And I'll tell you what they really want. Everybody wants a spot in that top 10. You know, everybody wants a spot in that top 10. I mean, look at Doge, right? Sitting up there. It's just hilarious, right? You know, but it's fine. Everybody wants that top 10, apart from the USDT and Tether, obviously. Everybody wants that top 10, and that's where we're going to go. The next four layer one is 45 billion. I mean, it will be close in one on this range, this market cycle. 45. Hold on. What are you talking about, 45? Yes, yes, absolutely. Listen, some of these coins you're looking at. Now, let me show you something. Hold on. Let me show you something. I understand you're a big Elrond fan, and I am also, right? As I said, I love the technology, but let me explain something and it will make complete sense to you as well. Where is it? It will make complete sense to you, right? This is the current market cap, 4 billion. It's cheap, bro. This is cheap. Do you see what I'm trying? This is cheap. Understand where I'm coming from? This is cheap, right? Um, top 10. When I said top 10, what am I talking about? You're talking about 45. I'm talking about, above 50 billion. I'm talking about 80 billion. I'm talking about 70 billion. Do you see what I mean? Top 10 coins. Look, top 10 coins, right? Exclude this one, are all about above, right? Currently, so say if we were to use top 10, are all above $15 billion. Do you know what I mean? $15 billion, right? And the technology is so good that if it gets adopted, you could easily see a 40, $50 billion coin, even more. You know, people wouldn't believe me when this was around, I think it was around 200 million or 300 million. This was cheap back days. Look where we are now, 58 billion. We were not in a billion. As far as I remember, that market cap when I first bought it was not billion. It was a extremely low cap. It wasn't even here. It was on page 300 or something. Page 3 or 4 of Coin Market Cap. And look where it is now. So do they have chance? Of course, they're all competing for it, but people have to give something. So you can exclude these two. They do absolutely nothing. But these guys, all of these guys, or not everything, but what I'm trying to say, you do get what I mean, right? So these smart contract platforms, right? They are all providing something new and they're vibrant, they're growing fast, they're all going to take that position. And it's all about who's going to basically now pump the market and get it to that level. Do you know what I mean? And it's got potential. Trust me. Some of these coins, they have potential. I mean, Phantom was sitting on page 6 a few months ago, as far as I know, right? Sitting on page 6. Look where it is now. It's on page 1, and it's pumping. And look at this pump it just did, right? In the last 90 days, 541%. I mean, just imagine that, 541%. So, other than that, guys, I'm not going to make this any longer. I think, yeah, so almost about three something. But yeah, I mean, look, it's been an awesome stream. Awesome, awesome. Loads of lovely people coming on the stream. Absolutely, absolutely great. We did talk about so let's see, hold on. Let's see. So I'm going to go through the chat again if I missed anything, because I know sometimes I miss stuff. Okay, Ian Jones said something about cricket. Pakistan fans. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Pakistan is a very good. You see, this is a funny one, right? Rario is trying to take NFT to Pakistani fans of cricket, but what Rario hasn't realized is one of the biggest development communities in crypto and up and coming is in Pakistan. So that's something they have to really, really chill out and understand. There's a lot more there. Um, okay, Ridwan done his thing. Okay, that's fine. We talked about nodes. Awesome, exactly. You see, now Ian, you're on my wavelength, right? Look, I'm 99% in this because I can't help it. It was the first one I was able to buy, the only one I bought. Me coming in from, the first ever investment I ever made. This is what I made. And when I saw everything happening, this was the one that gave me that power move. So because of that, I went into this 100%. At that time, it was 100%. That's how I ended up being 99% into this. And I'm sure anybody who's in my shoes, right, back in those days, will feel the same way. Then we started giving chances. And yes, Eth is my number two. You see what I mean? But we give it chances. But funny thing is Cardano, you said, right? I bought Cardano before Ethereum. The reason I bought Cardano was because of the drama the founders had. The reason I bought Polkadot was because of the drama the founders had. There was a reason. So for me, I said, okay, if the founders are splitting here, and I know all about it, they're splitting. I'm going to back this one and I'm going to back this one and I'm going to observe what this one does. But during my observation, I realized that the technology can't be taken down, right? All the ICOs and all the other stuff that happened, all the scams, they didn't wreck or kind of hinder anything Ethereum was doing. Ethereum was not blamed for it. That says, okay, that's strong. That's strong. Now we're going to see a lot more people coming. And most of remember, there's about 10, 11,000, 10,000 coins out there built on Ethereum, which are tokens. And they're just clones. They're just clones. There's nothing there, you know what I mean? So, of course, usability. But other than that, that's what it is, you know? I've talked about how Chainlink's not ready. When it's ready, it's going to pump like hell. But right now, I don't expect it. But Chainlink, I mean, we're expecting $400-500 in the future. But some of these coins I've mentioned, right? I said, look, these are competitors. AVAX competitor. I've mentioned this, right? FTX. I've even mentioned this as a brilliant technology, but I'm only going to pick it up in a bear market, not now. Do you know what I mean? And what you say, like one of them is going to pop. Of course, don't put your eggs in one basket. And it's not just because you're going to basically get destroyed or anything. No, no, no. Sometimes you don't put your eggs in one basket. So what happens is if one of them ends up being rotten, they're not going to rot everything else, if that makes any sense, right? I mean, it's like putting a fruit. If one of them goes off, then all the other fruits are going to go off. So we'll call it don't put your fruits in one basket. How about that? So if one fruit is bad, it's not going to make the rest of them bad. We can throw that fruit away. And that's the idea. It's all about basically making sure that you have enough risk management and you have hedge. You hedge yourself in different stuff. So that's what I did a few days ago, live on the channel. I told everybody, I said, look, Solana, that's what I'm hedging against this. Can you imagine? I put everything in Solana to hedge against this. So I knew there's a dump coming. If a dump comes on this, then this is going to protect me, right? This I'm not worried about because of where I bought it. I'm not bothered. So it doesn't matter. Even if it drops 50%, I'm still going to be up. Do you know what I mean? So this for me doesn't make any difference. So this is fine. It's a good buy. This, if it drops to 90%, I'm still breaking even. So I'm okay with that. Link, yeah, Link, even if it breaks 90, if it falls 90%, I'm still holding that because I just break even. Do you see what I mean? BNB, if it falls down to 95%, I'm still break even, so I'm not bothered about that. Do you know what I mean? So that's what you need to understand. There are some coins here. For me, it's a different fundamental, obviously. Of course, you guys entered later. Some of you guys probably entered later, so it does make sense. And Ian, I don't think you entered later, bro. I think you're a bull. You're definitely a bull. So awesome, awesome, awesome. But this is what I'm saying. Like, ultimately, sometimes you got to plan for things to fail. And I've planned for BTC to fail recently, and then I jumped into Solana. I just topped up. Definitely, Link is one of my top holds. But as I said, Link not yet. Just be patient on it. Just be patient on it, and then watch how Link comes. I mean, Terra Luna, I talked about it, is a brilliant token, and we picked it up. I forgot what price it was. Quite cheap actually. Thank you, bro. Thank you. No, it was because I mentioned it to everybody a few times, and I said, guys, I've noticed something. Every time everything dumps, Solana doesn't. When BTC pumps, Solana goes stable, and so Solana doesn't do anything. BTC and Ethereum, whenever they pump, they doesn't do anything. But when they dump, Solana pumps, and I was like, okay, so let me gamble and try to do this. Also, another thing I've realized is currently for the entire market, obviously the altcoins are doing what they're doing. That's fine. But do you know who one of the leading indicator for Bitcoin is? Ethereum. If Ethereum doesn't give you a green candle, don't expect a green candle on Bitcoin. If you want to know if the pump in Bitcoin was genuine, then you want to use Ethereum to confirm that. If Ethereum is also have a green candle and BTC has a green candle, you're fine. But if BTC, oh, sorry, let me just deactivate something. I just realized. Sorry, this is my heat map basically, but it shows you if it's bullish or bearish. If the actual candle you're in is bullish or bearish, you can see there's bearish, full bearish action here. So that's what you can see from these candles, and I'll show you what I mean. See, even if it's green, it's actually not a full green, so bears are still in control. So when you activate this, it shows you if the bears are in control or if the bulls are in control. So this is telling us the bears are still in control. All right, so that's one way of checking this, right? So this is what it is, but definitely the green candle is still confirming, as you can see, as I said, right? It's confirming. Ethereum is confirming that yes, it is moving up, but still we haven't left that control zone. So there's a complete control on the bears. Bears need to drop the control. They need to lose with us. When they do, then basically we're moving back up again. Do you know what I mean? So that's how we do. We basically, I'm using Ethereum as an indicator, and I'm using Bitcoin's logarithmic chart as a market top indicator. So I'm using two, one to indicate the other thing, and another thing to indicate something else. And while all of these two play around, so while these two big boys play around, the little fish, all the little ones have the opportunity to grab the market cap. Because remember, the key is the market cap. Everybody wants that market cap, and that's what they're doing. You know, this has already got almost a quarter of this. Awesome. You know, this at one point did go to 100 million, I believe. It did go to 100 billion, sorry. And it's coming, you know. And this one, the court case, there may be some positive news, so we'll talk about this. Golden Cross, yes, bro. I mean, I've had the Golden Cross here the whole time. Look, it's been here the whole time. You didn't see it, right? Look, this is the Golden Cross. All my charts have a Golden Cross on them. I use the same indicator, so I'll show you what I mean. Where is it? Yeah, go anywhere. It's always there. It's always active, right? So let me show you the Golden Cross. Activate this. Right, so Golden Cross, right? So we are expecting Golden Cross for us currently. So this is the, you can see the 200-day and the 50-day moving average, right? So the purple line is the 200-day, the aqua blue is the 50-day moving average. And we had the death cross here, as you can see, exactly here, we had the death cross. Yep, we had the death cross, and now we're looking at it. There's a, you know, this will give you a estimation. So it's telling us a 91% chance that we might have a Golden Cross on the 15th of September. Right, awesome, awesome, bro, awesome. Gold is going to 250, so let's not. We're gonna have a party at 251, right? 251. Remember the target we talked about today is no, actually no, 291 now because it was 251 before. So before drawing this was 251. So currently we're looking at 292. So go, 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 guys, go, go, go. There's no stopping this. So where was I? Let's go back into this Golden Cross. So yeah, so what we're expecting is a Golden Cross to be here. So this is just a predictive model. This is the fact. So remember, a 200-day moving average line is based on yesterday's data. The 50 days based on yesterday's data because today has not been complete, so we don't know what's going to happen. So if this drops, then this could also change. So this is what it is based on the previous day close over the past 200 days. So that's what it is. So we got the 50 days, so it's coming. So far we're still on track. None of this is phasing it. We're still on track, and we can see that we're looking at about 15th of September to be the day. But I've mentioned this, give it 2 days before and 2 days after, because there's no such thing as 100% accuracy on the dates. So let's see where that takes us. And yeah, I mean that people react differently. Do you know what I mean? People react differently, so that should be something interesting to see. Sorry, I was just looking for that trend line. Actually, do you know why I can't find it? Because I'm not using the main thing. So here we are. There we are. That's the trend. So we're actually bouncing on the trend line right now. So we just need to hold. You know what? This short-term trend line, daily trend line that we formed, you can see on the 4-hourly and hourly as well. We need to hold this. So we did get rejected. We did come down. Bulls took control, but we're hovering. If you look carefully, zoom into this, we're actually bouncing on the 200-day. Very important, crucial level to hold. You know, and ultimately, listen, you know, everything can pump, but BTC, the sentiment actually is there. So majority of the whales and all of that, they're all looking at this. I mean, the other day when we had this dump, we had thousands of BTC being bought on the exchanges and just leaving exchanges. That was kind of fascinating to see, right? Look at this, all right? All exchange reserve, BTC dumps, and look, BTC leaves the exchanges, being bought and taken away. So when we see all of this, right, it's just awesome. But yeah, other than that, guys, I'm not going to make this any longer. It's about, yeah, it's 4 p.m. now. It's 4:05. It's been a bloody long stream. I'm glad all of you guys came and all these fantastic questions. We're going to talk about all of this more. I was going to do a serious deep dive, but I didn't. I think I'll do it on another time. But yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. Sorry, what did you want me to do? I still think all of the top 50 crypto EJ has the best chance to do a 10x from here. Of course, listen, you say 10x, I'm going to be more bullish than you, right? When the market goes parabolic, right? When this market goes entirely parabolic, right? We can do 100x from here. Do you know what I mean? I'm not one of those who hype stuff, but I can tell you, bro, if this market goes parabolic and does that rocket, you know, the moon ship, you know, whatever you call it, that rocket, right? When we shoot the last second, the last pump, right? It will be massive pump, right? Massive pump, going 100x probably, and then it will be a massive dump. So that's the time it catches people out. So all of this you're seeing is these daily ones, right? These are just slow moving steps. We're taking steps, right? But when we hit that last parabolic move, those are the ones that you've got to be careful for. And in this channel, I like to keep you cool-headed, level-headed, keep clear, keep calm, and understand that, guys, it's not about the profit, right? Whatever, if you got a good project, it will always come back to you. That's not an issue. But take your initial out so you're ready for the next time. You're always prepared for the bear market. We don't prepare for the bull market because we're going to do it anyway. When the market's moving up, everyone's a hero. I talked about this many times on my channel. I said, look, when the market's moving up, everyone's a hero. Look, I'm opening a trade, I'm winning, I'm doing 10x, I'm doing that. Everyone's a hero. But are you prepared for the bear market? This is what we teach here. This is what I teach here. And I tell people, I say, guys, be prepared for the bear market, because your key to success is not preparing for the bull market, because that's going to happen. Everyone's a bloody hero. But if you're prepared for the bear market, right, you're a king. You're a king. You're always going to make more money than anybody else. So appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for everybody to come to the show. It's really been awesome. Um, and Ian, awesome, man. Loads of questions. Appreciate that. Ridwan, awesome. Thank you very much for coming to the show. Louis, thank you for coming to the show. Um, let's see who else was here. El Bubble, awesome, bro. You are awesome, awesome, awesome. I mean, this became mostly an Elrond show. I'm telling you. Wow, wow. Power, power. Probably have to do a lot more Elrond stuff here. Definitely, definitely. So that would be quite nice. Thank you, KR, for coming. Thank you, Shark. Shark, Shark, Shark. Just wait for it, bro. Solana is in a different thing, so patience with it. I'll talk about it more. I don't have enough time today, but definitely, definitely, I will talk about it. Yes, bro. Ian, this is what it is. But I can tell you one thing. Um, by planning to fail, 2017, 2018, I was fine. I was absolutely fine. You know what I mean? FET fetch. So a few days ago, when I dumped all my Solana and I bought so when I well, sorry when I bought all my Solana and I dumped all my altcoins, FET was one of those coins that I dumped, and I'm not joking. I dumped FET. But the reason I dumped FET was because I was looking at the power moves, right? Who does more power moves? And for me, it was mathematical. So when we bought FET, we were down here, and I did about, I forgot, 30 or 40%. I can't remember what it was, right? It was a few days ago. Sorry, loads of phone calls coming. It was a few days ago. So where is it? I know it was here somewhere. It was somewhere here. I can't remember where it was. But ultimately, I made, I forgot, 30 or 40% on my gains, and I pumped it all into Solana. And so, I just went there. But so far, look, Fetch is not a bad coin. It's done an all-time high, absolutely fine. It's currently finding resistance, right? Well, actually holding support. Wow, it's actually holding support on the previous all-time high. So that's not a bad thing. So it's got potential. Obviously, it's going to go further. And if we just use a basic fib line and we do the facts, right? So we just want to use the fact, basic fib line up to this level. So we can see the highest we can possibly expect is a $1.42. And if we were to kind of just be a little bit pessimistic and say, okay, we're not going to target too high, then it's 134. So the range we're looking at is between 134 and 142. So I hope this kind of makes sense. So this is what we're looking at. But what I wanted to show you is what my maths was, right? So my maths was very simple when I did that gamble. And I think it was on the 6th of September. I think it was on the 6th of September. So if I use this, right, and if we do the pump to say even the all-time high, right, was it the all-time high? Yeah, let's do the all-time high. So from here to all-time high, right, where we were to where we weren't, that's a 89% pump, right? That's what we did. And on the same date, let me show you this. Um, I might get the date wrong, but I'll have a double check because I do have the date. Same date, when I jumped into, where is it? I think it's this one, yeah. So when I jumped into sold, no, it wasn't this candle, it was before this. It was this candle. Sorry guys, it was on the 3rd of September. So I'll check 3rd of September. So from there to here, I've done 74. Um, Technically, actually funny, I would have done more, I would have done better. If this was the case, I would have done better on FET. This is funny, right? So yeah, realization, but it doesn't matter end of the day. But I did make a nice little gain, and I'm one of those. If I make 20-30%, then sometimes I'll just take my initial out and get out. On this occasion, I didn't. I'd sold all of it, and I'll explain to you on tomorrow's video because I don't really have much time. It's about 10 past 12. Sorry, 10 past 4 now. But tomorrow's video, catch me, I'll explain my methodology of why I'm exiting alts, right? Why I'm exiting alts. Why am I thinking way ahead? Why did I make a video a month ago telling everybody, guys, last month basically, guys, market's coming, the top is coming near. Are you ready? So you'll understand all of this, and I'll explain to you in tomorrow's video why I'm getting ready, and I'm trying to reduce my holding. So not my portfolio, but my holding, and it'll make complete sense tomorrow. So other than that, guys, Tamil, you're late to the show. We just talked about FET, bro. So yeah, FET is good. Don't worry. This is the target for FET. Perfect timing, actually, funnily. Um, but what do you call this? I'll talk about it tomorrow. Let's talk about tomorrow why I exited all of this, and it will be awesome. So other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe, smash that like button, share it with your community, share it wherever you want. Go on Facebook, do whatever. Let's grow this community. Let's get to that level where this channel is going to be unstoppable. But remember, more than that, this channel, every single day that I come onto this channel, every single day that I'm hosting this, there's only one target I have: to change one people's life. That's all I want to do, right? I just want one person to actually understand what crypto is, to understand that ultimately, this is not a bad market or anything. Understand how the market works. If one person found some value, that's enough for me. And globally, we want to change ultimately in my lifetime, if I can, 1 million people's life. That's what I want to do. And we're going to grow this community to get it to that level. I'm going to do this at one point. So other than that, guys, it's been a long one. Thank you very much. I'm going to basically shoot right now. So adios, my amigos. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.